on.
Sorry.
Oh, did it?
We did.
Oh, yeah, I can see it on the ground. Yeah.
We're waiting for 2 more. One's going to be here about 10:15, so we'll see you then. There's one more coming, so hopefully she'll pop by soon. Yeah.
So there's one lady that is not here. She's requested for it to be filmed, so I'm just going to turn the camera on so that we can send it to her.
But it's always a good idea to have a film, a record like that can be shared.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just hoping I have enough room on my memory card for 2.5 hours of
Filming. Cut the break.
Exactly. We'll see how it goes anyway.
So yeah, I'll kick us off. So I'm Freya, by the way. Probably the last time we came to a Community Connect, it was all quite different because I filled the shoes of Rasam, who was in the events marketing before. So I'm here now. And also names changed. We went from Nelson Tasman Business Trust when you signed up, and now we're still legally that, but now Business Assist makes it a little bit more concise of what we actually do. We're here to assist you with your business needs, and especially in the community sector, those business skills are really what we can provide to you as well. So this is the 4th workshop. I know it's been a long time since the 3rd workshop was happening. In that time, we changed our name, changed our staff, so there was a lot of things going on. So I appreciate that you've hung on with us to this last one, and I hope you're all going well with your mentors. And so this is our last one in leadership, which is hugely important, and I know you're all in those roles of trying to steer the ship. So Danny here is an absolute expert in the piece, so it's, Danny's actually done a lunch and learn with us recently as well, and I came away buzzing and full of ideas, so today will be definitely a good one. Not to put too much pressure on you, but it's going to be a good one. So yeah, bathrooms if you need, they are just outside the store and slightly to the right, and apparently a very retro photo as well.
Yeah, that's very accessible button. So come and get a look.
It's amazing. Yeah, check that out. And then we'll also have morning tea as well, about 10:30 as well. But if you need any more water or drinks or anything, just let me know as well. Yeah.
Thanks, Brad. Awesome. So lovely to be here, and really thankful to Business for creating these kind of events. It's pretty important for us to be able to share knowledge and have the conversation. And my name's Danny Ferry. I run a business called Danny Ferry Coaching, so I normally work with business owners and help them to build their leadership confidence so that they can show up for their teams, and essentially what you're doing as well as community leaders and wanting to create that action within your teams. And what I love about being able to have these conversations is that you are the expert in what you do, and I really like facilitating a really open approach to how we can share knowledge with each other and go on exploration, because I know that you all know some of the things we're going to be talking about, communication, mindset, these sort of topics, and I just really value your engagement and being able to go on a sort of journey, just explore. And sometimes, it's not what you know, but it's that one little seed that goes in that makes the difference. So really thrilled to be here to be able to have that conversation. Cool. So firstly, just really want to acknowledge that sometimes it is a little bit hard to speak up with people that we don't know, and sometimes there's that little voice in our mind that says, oh, by the way, you don't need to answer this, or maybe you're wrong, or something like that. But in this space, everyone's welcome and everybody's opinion matters. So just say it. Just really allow yourself to push past and lean into that little voice and say, no. Today we're just going to have a conversation. It's super informal. We just really want to chat about the way that we can show up as community leaders and who we need to be. Sound good?
That's just what we need.
Yes, love that. So I've got a little slideshow here. This little guy's working. We're going to be going over these 3 topics. So I've got a bit of a schedule for us. So we'll be going on a break at about 10:30. But the first topic today is how to upgrade your thinking. So you upgrade your mindset and just why that matters. And we're teaching you a really great model that I really love, because you can just teach it to your teams and it's a really good way to start. The next one, what you can control when resources are limited, which I know that you all struggle with, and that's something that's come up in conversation, just what can we do when the elements are against you, and then communication tips and creating action. Awesome. So the first model is called above the line and below the line. Is anyone familiar with this model? Okay, fantastic. So it was created by Sharon Pearson. There is a couple of different spin-offs of this model, but essentially it's a model that describes how we can think positively and how we can take each situation that we have and approach it with a response that's going to get maximum output, maximum productivity. And so, for example, when you get something coming to you, a challenge, something that comes up within your groups, you can find ways to think above the line about it. So, are you going to get really curious about the challenge that comes up? Are you going to have an open approach to dealing with these challenges? Are you going to have an attitude of, there's always a better way?
Is it okay if I take a photo of that?
Yeah, absolutely. I can actually send this out in an email afterwards.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah, definitely. I can send you these slides. And just really recognizing that within our thinking, it's super easy to drop into negative thinking, isn't it? Have you experienced that when just life happens and you get into the damn it mode? And that's okay, because we're humans and we also are geared towards that negative default response, because that's how we were
It's very
created.
hard to deal with, but I think to start with.
Yeah.
That's very much a good thing.
Yeah.
So try to, change their mindset to where the rest of the board's kind of going. And it's like,
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one of the things that we'll discuss, how can we then get others on board? And so really awesome that you're having this conversation, because there's a lot of things that are outside of our control, and, like somebody else's mindset, but the way that we can model this kind of behavior to others, and that is the difference, right? So yeah, this is just a brief overview of the model so that you can understand it, and to make it really easy so that you can think of it in an acronym. I also have, it's a bit fuzzy, sorry. This acronym is ORBED. So the three most important things essentially is being above the line is that ownership, accountability and responsibility, and below the line, blame, excuses and denial. So when you've got the challenge in your mind and you think, oh, am I taking responsibility for this, or am I blaming others? That's the really easy sort of go-to way to think about it. But we say above the line and below the line because there's so much more than just blaming or taking responsibility. There's that whole spectrum. And also I find that ORBED is good, but it's not so usable language, so that, for example, with your team, if someone makes a decision, then you can say, oh, so how was this above the line thinking? And that becomes kind of you want that to become the norm within your groups that you're talking to, and it's just really usable language. Whereas if you said to someone, that's a bit bad, don't you think? It doesn't quite have the same ring to it. So yeah, so that's just a brief overview, and we're going to unpack that a little bit more. So what are you taking away from that so far?
A clear picture of what often does happen in organisations, and it does, and what's important is to find a way of responding positively to bring the change. That, of course, is the difficult part, responding positively sometimes.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, really good to acknowledge.
But I like, it's probably a really good, your above and below line, a good concept to introduce to people so that if everybody's aware of it, it's understood, what those mean.
Awesome. Yeah, I love your thinking there, Jen, because makes so much more sense when everyone has that common language. If you have that mindset, but then you don't communicate that with them or teach them, because that just separated negative versus positive thinking, but what are our options, right? So yeah, love that, taking it away and teaching it to others.
I think it's about buy-in, isn't it? You want people to be going forward with you.
Yeah.
And, like we said, council quite often, they come up with a proposal and it's so far one way, they alienate people, and it's like, actually get them on board
Yeah.
and then do little steps. It just kind of like drives me insane.